There we go. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Provoke Total Fitness. I'm Matthew Smith,
I'm Walter Young.
and we are trying to be, what's the word? I don't know. We're socially distancing. We're isolating. We're doing it at our own houses this week. We're trying to be good people.
Hopefully, this looks reasonable.
Yes. All right. So we're changing the schedule a little bit today. We obviously there's a lot of fear going around. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of sadness, anger, even with this COVID-19, the coronavirus going on. So we just kind of wanted to weigh in on the mental health side of things as well as the fitness side of things and help people who might be going through a little bit of a tough time right now because we definitely are part of that group. So Walter, why don't you kick us off? Why don't you give us your experience with what's kind of going on with you right now?
Well, when it first started, when staying at home became the norm, I started going out for long walks, which was great for a couple of days. And then I started coughing and I got a sore throat, which kind of scared me. I still have a bit of hoarseness in my throat. I don't know whether I'm actually symptomatic or I'm not symptomatic. I could just have a cold. So, um, it made it harder to want to go out for the walks. And what I find is that as if I don't go for the walks, if I don't do something physical, um, then my brain starts to play. The more my brain starts to play, the harder it becomes. Uh, on top of that, because of social distancing, my mental health network has kind of shut down. Now, I don't want to say it's shut down entirely. Um, I've been honest about going to AA meetings and that sort of thing. But AA is now online only. We can't have meetings because of distancing. Um, and the little voice in my head says, well, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it the way that I normally do it. I want to see my friends. And so it becomes even harder to stay sane in that respect.
All right.
Uh, so I've been having a really hard time of it. Um, I am online. I'm looking at other people working out in their garages,
Yeah.
uh, weights and all kinds of equipment that they have that I don't have because I work in a gym. Why would I have that stuff in my home?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and so it has been difficult.
Right.
I've seen more movies. That's okay. But,
Yeah.
I look in the mirror and my dysmorphia kicks in and I'm immediately turning into this blob of carbohydrate. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's not easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's I'll give you my experience. So my gym shut down the Tuesday, this past Tuesday. So I got lucky in the sense I had the Monday and the Tuesday, whereas a lot of people like yourself, the Good Lives and all that, kind of shut down on the Sunday evening. So again, mine's privately owned, so they were able to keep open just a little longer until Mayor Ford was, he put out a statement and was like, "This is it, guys. It's game time. We gotta isolate everything, right?" So I was lucky in that sense. But I mean, I noticed it from the Monday in the sense that I couldn't even, the big thing for me is the workouts, obviously, yes, but working, the lack of income, the lack of being able to go to work and have my daily schedule, to actually be up at 4:30, 5 in the morning, to actually get out, live the life that I'm used to living. Because again, I like having my organization, I like having my routine. To not being able to do that was, even from the Monday, it was like, oh, it's kind of nice to sleep in, but at the same time, it's like it was nerve wracking because I didn't know how long is this going to last, how long is this going to go on for? Are we expected to just sit inside all day and not even allowed to go outside for walks? Like there were so many questions that we didn't have answered, and we still don't have answered, unfortunately, right? So that's been tough.
How is this
Um,
impossible to answer?
yeah, oh, exactly, right? We don't know. I mean, now there's talks that it might go on for longer, and it's you kind of just have to roll with the punches now at this point. But yeah, in terms of the working out, it was okay the first 2 days because again, I was lucky enough to stay in the gym. And it got to the point where I live with a roommate. He luckily has a bike. I haven't used it yet, but he has bands. I have boxing gloves. We were doing our own thing. Again, we were the only two in contact with each other at this point. So it's like, it wasn't really that big of an issue. We were isolating by ourselves in our condo, so we could get a few workouts in here and there. But it's getting to the point now where it's just, yeah, I miss the gym, and I miss my weights. I can still get a decent workout in. Like, I mean, I'm going to be working out today, and it's going to be, I got 10-pound weights, and I can do 100 reps and just really burn out. But it's not the same as, getting into the gym, going through my routine of, I know I'm going to spend an hour and a half doing my legs, and then I'm going to do my cardio, then I get my shower, then I get to eat, then I get to do a client, like all that sort of stuff, right? So the thing that screwed me up the most and affected me the most was just being off my routine. Um, so yeah, that's it. It sucks that in that sense. Um, and I think the big thing that we're trying to remember though is, I mean, shit. Do you want to work out right now? Do you even feel like working out right now?
No, and that's that. What scares me is it ever going to come back?
Yeah, exactly, right. And this is it. I mean, the first day was like it was fun to try to figure out what you could do. And I recorded a few videos to post on my Instagram to be like, "Hey guys, this is what you can do. This is what you can use." And it's like, fuck, how many times do I have to use a backpack with books shoved in it to actually do some squats? Or it's weird, and I'm not a fan of it. And yeah, you still get a good workout, and you realize it's better than nothing. At this point, it's more or less to just stay healthy. It's not about gaining weight. It's not about losing weight. It's not about putting on muscle or anything. It's about staying healthy and active. But yeah, fuck, there's I don't know what to call it, but it's making me angry, and it's making me upset, and it's scared in a sense, I guess. Nervous for what's going to happen later on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at right now with all this. And I mean, you can go into exactly like you were telling me a bit before. So why don't you go into that about like your exact feelings of this? I mean, you're angry. You're upset,
Well,
right?
I'm angry at the world for
Yeah.
making it happen, but
Yeah.
what good does that do? Honestly, that does nothing. I'm
Exactly.
angry uh, uh, as an alcoholic. I'm angry that the LCB is open,
Yeah.
LCBO is, but AA is
But the
closed.
gym's closed. Or
And
yeah. Yeah.
but um, can you imagine the world? As a friend put it to me, can you imagine if they suddenly said, "There is no cigarette smoking, there is no alcohol"? What would happen then? There would be riots on the street. So maybe it's better this way. It
Yeah.
doesn't help what's going on internally, you know?
Right.
And I see online other people
Mhm.
who I admire and follow for their A, physical ability, and B, mental health concepts. And I see them having little meltdowns. And that doesn't help either because they are my strength. As
Yeah.
I see, maybe I am somebody else's strength, but I have to be vulnerable and say, no, this is how I'm feeling. This is how a lot of us are feeling, but we can get
Yeah.
through.
And we can, right? And I think this is it. A lot of people are feeling alone right now.
Mm,
I mean, especially the fact that most of us are alone right now. Like, um, I am going to be, my roommate is actually leaving to go care for his mother, who, for unrelated reasons, has health issues. So he has to care for her. In a sense, like that's a very difficult situation for him. So I won't bring that up. But I'm going to be completely alone at my condo for the next week, and I mean, some people have already been alone for a whole week. This is going on their second week. The most conversation they have is, face to face online, on FaceTime, on phone calls. Yeah, sometimes you go out to the grocery store, but uh, I live in a condo building. I was getting into the elevator the other day to coming home from the grocery store. A gentleman saw me as I was carrying quite a few bags of groceries, and he was pressing the button to shut the door on me. I stuck my hand out with groceries in it, almost throwing them on the floor so I could actually get in. Because again, uh, I was just like, oh, I want to get inside. I want to get home. I'm like, I don't want to be outside anymore. Pushed my hand, and he scoffed at me and looked at me like I was the devil. And then he stood about 5 feet away from me in the elevator, his back towards me, when his doors opened on his floor, he ran out and shook his head, and he's like, "Ah, can't believe this." And I'm just like, there seems to be human emotion just hasn't, like, people just forget we're all in the same boat. There's no need to be dicks to each other in this time. There's no need to be assholes, and there's definitely not a need to, yeah, there could be issue, but like, at least, be a little more compassionate with people, I think is the biggest thing. There's a few people online, speaking of Instagram and social media right now, because that 100%, this is all what we're doing right now. There's a few people, calling out people for being upset that the gyms were closed. Do people not realize, though, that, gyms for a lot of people are their mental health escape? They are the place where people go to be at peace with themselves, to kind of get out their anger, to get out their stresses, to kind of to clear their heads so they can kind of think of how to deal with their mental health issues or deal with the stress of their day or something like that, right? So that kind of got to me because I made a post about it too. I was just upset that a lot of people were saying there's no need to be like, how dare you be upset? You're a piece of shit for being upset when people are dying. Yeah, I understand why we're doing this and I agree with it, but at the same time, I am allowed to feel a certain way, right? So,
Yeah,
I mean,
we can't
that's kind of where I'm staying with it.
we can't
Say that
always
again, sir.
can't be
Yeah,
strong all, and we are allowed to feel like we're missing some of the components of our life,
mhm,
whatever it may be. Some people really associate who they are with what they do. Are
yes,
some not doing that anymore? I mean, certainly for us, working in a gym, being in a gym, working out, it's not about just the workout. It's about, as you said, your daily structure,
yeah,
which has been ripped away. Finding new ways of dealing with structure. Um, I've been a dick to my husband,
right,
and it's not fair because I'm hurting. I'm not feeling good about the way things are. Still, we're trapped in this house together.
yeah,
We have got to find a way to treat each other with the normalcy and the kindness that we normally do and not
right.
turn into these monsters because we're trapped. It's not the time for this to be the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Um, I think kindness is the way for all of us to go at this point.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And I'm gonna bring up something I asked you about earlier. So, famous bodybuilder Ian Valeri posted something earlier today. Basically, he was calling out people for the lack of taking care of themselves in terms of, their lifestyles, and basically, in a harsh way, he basically just said, guys, it's time to start looking at yourselves and become healthier. So the way I didn't agree with all of it, there was a lot of parts in there that was, how do you say, it wasn't well written. It seemed like he was angry writing it, and I kind of replied, and I was like, I agree with some points, but the main portion of what you're trying to get across is we need to be, in the times like this, it's extremely important to continue to try to be active, even if it's only 10, 15 minutes a day, going out for a walk, doing a hit workout at home, walking around your house. It's extremely important to do that. It's extremely important to, if you have mental health issues, to try to reach out to people in similar situations or people that are willing to listen and talk to them about it. It's extremely important to try to stay on top of your diet because the crappier food you eat, the less immune you're going to be to possibly getting infected, all this sort of stuff, right? So I just want to bring that up. Like, even though I don't 100% agree with what he's saying, I agree in the sense of try your best to stay healthy, including your physical and mental state, right? Like Walter was saying earlier, it takes a huge toll. Like, there's tons of people out there that we look up to that are in the same position where they don't know where to go now. They're in the same boat, and how does that make us feel if our um, I don't even know what to call them, like our idol type or who we look up to isn't even able to push through this, right? But I think that's them also realize, like, this is where we have to realize they're human. Well, excuse me, Walter and I are human. We have to realize, like, yeah, life is going to be hard sometimes. We're going to go through shit like this. Obviously, this is a huge issue and everybody's going through it, but you have to just kind of step back and realize, okay, we're in this shit right now. How can we make it a little bit better? How can we improve ourselves? And how can we make stuff better for the people around us? And I think that's kind of where we have to be with this kind of thing right now, right?
Mhm. And
Um,
I have to say this: if you have any kind of faith-based beliefs whatsoever, now is the time to also turn to those, because those can help you face a lot of things. I have always believed that I could handle whatever life throws at me because of my faith.
right.
Uh, and I'm finding that I have to work a little harder because what I'm doing is I'm fighting against it instead of saying, no, this is the reality. What do I do? I'm
Right.
saying, no, I must rail against the reality.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it, right? On a normal day, getting through your mental health issues, getting through a workout is going to be hard. You know, if you don't have the strength to unfortunately get through that at that time, this just adds a whole other fucking layer,
Yeah.
right? It's so this is it. It's you just have to try to be the best person you can be in the situation that you're in, right? Try not to be the person that, if you're given a solution to a problem, you just create a new problem for it. Try to look at that solution and see how you can apply it to yourself and how you can kind of make the best of that, right? So many people are trying to help each other out right now. It's getting to the point of a little bit of annoying when you literally open your Instagram feed and it's like the same 10 workouts of toilet paper curls, fucking bean can curls, like all that, right?
Couch squats.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting annoying, but it's wonderful because at least these people are putting this stuff out so you can at home realize, okay, there is something I can be doing, there is stuff I can be doing. And then on the opposite ends, what Walter was saying about his, if you want to bring up Juan Records and kind of how the mental health, how he's opened up about that has kind of impacted you.
Well, Juan Records is someone that I followed for a long time. He's sort of my hero, both because of what he does physically and what he does for the mental health um, community with his work as a trainer. And reading him yesterday, Juan, I love you. I hope if you listen to this, you're not taking this the wrong way. But yesterday it was obvious he was having a hard time with it. He wanted to get out and do something. That it almost became a matter of, go to the gym no matter what. And I know that's not the way his brain works, but I know that's the way at times my brain works, and it's what I've wanted. It's like I don't care. I don't care about this. I want it to be normal.
Right.
Uh, and I think that we have to realize that we're all facing a challenge. The way that facing that next personal best with a squat bar is a challenge.
Yeah.
You have to approach it properly. You have to approach it and say, okay, this is what it is, and I'm going to do what I can to do the best and be the best at what I can do.
Yeah.
And some
Yeah.
you tear a quad. Other times you manage to get that personal best. But
Oh.
but you got to try
Yeah.
to get through it as best you can, and that's all any of us can do. I got to say this too, to any of those people that I yelled at on the subway because you were using your cell phone or you were standing in front of the door. I'm sorry. I realize now that was small potatoes compared to what we're dealing with now. Uh,
100%.
so I am no longer. I'm going to try. Once this is over, I'm going to try
Yeah,
to be able
try.
to
Oh
subway.
yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, bringing up the quads here too, right? I think times like this they're shit, but they're also a great thing because it kind of makes you realize how strong you can actually become and how strong you need to be and how strong you possibly are, right? In times of hardship, in times of, tearing a quad, in and out of the hospital, where your whole routine has been set off, this is the time where you have to realize, okay, what am I able to do? Am I going to do that still? Or am I just going to let myself fall down and stay down? Right. So it's as shitty as the situation is, guys. I think we need to kind of take it and use it to our advantage and see what we can improve in our life in terms of mentally, physically, um, spiritually, whatever it is, and just take that and do what we can with it. Right. I mean, um, there, it, again, nobody's the same. Everybody goes through a different experience. everybody has different pasts, everybody has different futures. But as much as we're not the same, we're all the same in the sense that we all have done something similar in our past. We've all gone through something similar in our future, or will go through something similar in our future, and we're all going through the same shit right now. Some people are doing well with it, some people aren't doing well with it, right? So the best thing we can do is the people that are doing well with it, keep supporting the people that aren't doing well. The people that aren't doing well, keep trying your best. Try to be the best you can be. Reach out to people who are doing well. Like I put out on my Instagram so many times, if you guys need workouts, if you guys need to talk, by all means, DM me. If you need to do yoga sessions on FaceTime, DM me, and I'm happy to do it. You don't have to pay me. I'm just willing to just help out the best way I can because, again, everybody's going through the same shit. And if I can help in any way I can and the way I know how to, which is through workout, then by all means, I'm going to try to do that the best I can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just scroll and scroll and scroll through
Yeah.
any social media. I would say that at this stage of the game, we also have this technology which allows us to do exactly what we're doing and talk to each other. So DM me if you want to talk. We can get on FaceTime. We can get on Skype. We can actually have conversations and create a community that goes a little longer than or a little further than the one we have in real time. But maybe start to meet some new people out there and help each other. We can all help each other through these times.
Yeah. I mean, I've already been some people at my gym that I've never actually met in person have reached out to me on Instagram and started talking to me, right? I've had two people that I've never seen in my gym, but go to my gym. I've never talked to in person. And, hopefully when the gym opens back up, I'll be able to talk to them. And, there I go. I have two new friends. I have two new contacts that I can actually, talk about gym stuff with. I can talk about other stuff, like whatever it is, right? The best thing we have right now is the fact that we have this ability to continue talking about whatever we want through FaceTime, through Instagram, through Messenger, whatever, right?
Imagine if we were actually in our homes, unable to talk to anybody else outside of us.
Yeah, and this is
for going out on your balcony and screaming and banging pots.
Yeah. Yeah, like my girlfriend, she's great in the sense that the positivity that comes out of her is incredible. And this is it. It's like if you can keep that positivity in the worst situation, you have to find the positivity in that situation, then you're already ahead of the game, right? Like if you can find the positivity in the fact that you're isolated in your home all day and there's nothing going on, literally, let's say you had no computer, no TV, no anything. If you still have an able body, you can still work out. If you have the positivity, you can read, you can meditate, you can do all these things. It's tough to start, but once you can start it, then you're good, right?
Exactly.
Hey guys, unfortunately the rest of the video got cut off on Skype. We were still trying to figure out how to get the recording done properly, so we'll hopefully get that done by next time. Anyways, we just wanted to say thank you guys for listening. Just the last little thing we wanted to say is be good to each other. Try living a bit healthier. It's tough being cooped up all day in your condo, your home, with people, without people, whatever it is, right? Reach out to people, make sure they're doing okay. Try not to watch the news too much, just watch for 30 minutes of the day, or, even just check your phone in the morning, get an update, and then just turn it off, right? You don't want to be getting a million different sources of information with conflicting ideas. Just get what's good, turn it off, live the life that you're supposed to be living. So either, be productive, hang out with your family, if you're at home with them, do some work, do anything you can to try to keep your mind off of what's going on. All right, thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.